And if tomorrow you become president, we promise to respect you.
This message is brought to you by Community Awareness and Development Network, Kawan.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Has been critical. Continuing it will make all the difference between a Nigeria of the fearful and a Nigeria of the free. Protect each other, for we are not terrorists. We are Nigerians. A message from the State Security Service.
I thank you. Muhammad and Mecca, Sade, Allah. We can never repay you, but from our hearts we like to say that we thank you. Our soldier.
Rulers to keep giving their wise counsel on the 2015 elections.
We have grown to respect, appreciate our faith.
the living standard of Kano people. Kano being a very popular state, how can we make Kano a mega city?
In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
With the reopening of public schools in Borno State after 8 months of closure, the state government has introduced measures to create a conducive environment and learning. One of such is the introduction of free feeding and distribution of uniforms to pupils to enhance enrollment and retention in schools, as well as encourage impoverished parents to send their wards to school. Maimuna Garba has a situation report.
1 billion naira has been set aside for the free feeding and uniform scheme of the Borno state government, aimed at enhancing pupils' enrollment and retention in school. Maiduguri Metropolitan, Jere, Biu and Monguno local governments have been selected for the pilot project, covering more than 200 schools and 130,000 pupils. 8 primary schools in Maiduguri Metropolitan and Jere local government areas have already benefited from the gesture. Water and other facilities for the smooth takeoff of the scheme were provided to ensure success.
It will go down in history that for the first time, the governor of a state has taken into his consideration, into his palm, to make sure that the pupils have gotten the best of education. And to get the best of education is to provide food to them while they are in school.
Blocks of classroom have also been renovated and furniture provided to schools under the intervention program geared toward assisting impoverished parents and entice pupils to attend school regularly, courtesy of a conducive teaching and learning environment provided by the Committee on Schools. Pupils in schools where the project has taken up expressed gratitude to Borno State government for the gesture, which they described as unprecedented, and appealed to well-to-do in the state to complement the government's gesture in reviving the education sector. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Still in Borno State, the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri has announced restrictions on vehicular movements in its operational area from 6 p.m. on Wednesday, 24th, to 7 p.m. on Sunday, 29 December 2014. This followed security reports that the Boko Haram insurgents are planning to unleash terror on Maiduguri during the Christmas celebrations. The Nigerian Army 7th Division spokesman, Colonel Sani Usman, explained this in a statement. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Abba Suleiman Abba, rejoices with Christians and indeed all Nigerians in celebrating this year's Christmas and enjoins them to practice the virtues of Christ by demonstrating love and forgiveness. In a statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Ojukwu, the police boss directed all zonal assistant inspectors general of police and commissioners to mount extended police visibility and patrols in order to protect citizens as they celebrate Christmas and New Year. He, however, advises operators of public places to be vigilant and ensure proper screening of visitors on their facilities, more especially during this Yuletide season. The 7th General of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria opens in Abuja with issues of the 2015 general elections and national security in the agenda. In a message, President Goodluck Jonathan urged the traditional rulers to continue to apply their wise counsel and encourage prayers among Nigerians for a successful 2015 elections. Abdullahi Garba Bendankudu has the report.
Honor and pleasure to declare the 7th General Assembly.
Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo represented President Jonathan at the General Assembly, which has a theme, Sustaining Mandate of Traditional Institutions in Contemporary Nigeria. The President commended the traditional rulers for their continued role in promoting national unity and security. He assured them of federal government commitment to work with all stakeholders to maintain peace and security, pointing out that government is not unaware of socio-economic problems facing the nation, and measures are being introduced to address them. The President advised the traditional rulers to support efforts to have a peaceful general election.
As a country, we have overcome many challenges in the past and moved forward with joint commitment to building a better future. We have grown to respect and appreciate our faith and beliefs. We have also grown to acknowledge that our strength as individuals and as a nation lies in understanding and appreciating our differences.
Co-chairman of the council, Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, thanked President Jonathan for the support and respect to the traditional institution. While restating their commitment to national security, the Sultan expressed worry at the attitude of the world powers in addressing Nigeria's security challenges.
Why isn't this the case? Why can't people help us? Have we not asked for this help? Or we have not asked in the right manner we should ask? Or is Nigeria a different country? There's no country in this world.
Your Eminence, even though we have been talking about recognition in the Constitution, believe me, there is no greater recognition than the one you have with the people.
2015 election is part of the agenda. INEC Chairman Professor Jega briefed the General Assembly on the preparations ahead of the elections.
Elections are about effective partnerships and cooperation. And we have been doing everything possible for the last 4 years to improve cooperation and dialogue and contacts.
The National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria has 3 representations from the 36 states and the FCT. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Birnin, NTA News.
Still towards the 2015 elections, the Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy and Development has inaugurated a 6-man council of the wise in Abuja to intervene in election conflicts. Correspondent Mohammed Abdulgadir reports that the council is chaired by former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mohammed Uwais, while former United Nations Under Secretary General Professor Ibrahim Agbola Gambari is the coordinator.
The 2015 election is no doubt fueled aspiration and expectations from state and non-state actors in the nation's electoral process. Concern for peaceful elections by Nigerian stakeholders is translating into formations of new platforms to midwife credible elections that will serve for 4 other West African countries also having their elections in 2015 to lean on. One of such initiatives is the Council of the Wise Empanel to mitigate against violence.
It is felt that we should intervene in order to make peace.
To serve as interlocutors and mediators in order to contribute to peaceful and acceptable 2015 elections.
Council of the Wise Men, like the proverbial biblical wise men, is not arrogating the know-it-all power to itself, but welcome diverse contributions towards making the 2015 election more credible.
If we have areas of influence, we all have to work together.
This council also is going to take very seriously the campaign against the negative use of religion.
Elections have become a major driver of conflicts anywhere in the world due to the do-or-die attitude of some politicians. It is therefore expected that the impact of the Council of the Wise will be felt in promoting peaceful 2015 elections. In Abuja, Muhammad Abdul Qadri, NTA News.
Senate President David Mark has urged Nigerians to work assiduously towards strengthening and safeguarding democracy for sustainable peace, order, and good governance of Nigeria. He stated this while unveiling 8 books published by the National Institute for Legislative Studies on lawmaking and treaties in Nigeria from Nigeria's colonial era to date. National Assembly correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The Senate President described the books as needed reference materials for lawmakers to safeguard democracy.
If democracy fails also, you are practically saying that the legislature has failed. So this is a good documentation for people to read, and then history will judge the legislature properly.
Senator Mark commended the National Institute for Legislative Studies for living up to expectations in laying a solid foundation for the legislature. The Director General of the Institute, Dr. Ladi Hamalai, said the publications will assist present and future legislators in effective service delivery. Meanwhile, the Senate President said unless the sponsors of Boko Haram within and outside the country are clearly unmasked, ending terror in parts of the country will be difficult. It was while decorating his aide-de-camp CSP Abel Miri with his new rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police.
That we have a stake in this country and we all have a responsibility to work as hard as we can in our own small way, in whatever way we can, to make sure that the current insecurity in the country is brought to a logical conclusion.
Nigeria belongs to all of us and we have to work together to make it a better place.
In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Nigerian media has been charged to continue to be kind and considerate when handling reports on political activities of women. Experts stated this at a one-day workshop to broaden the knowledge of media on INEC gender policy and conflict-sensitive reportage. Murjanatu Adam Said reports.
For many Nigerian women taking part in politics, it is not an easy task. This forum believes they often do not receive the support and mentoring they need to compete with their male counterparts.
To encourage women to come out and participate.
How do we raise profile of those who are in politics or who are in leadership?
They say the 35% affirmative action which women enjoyed should be binding on all political parties.
Women are really coming out now, but the media have not been able to project women.
There's a drop in the political space for them to really participate. Because
is the system ready for it? I was asking in there if we have women who are ready to scale fences. Do we have women who can defend blows?
As the 2015 election approaches, the women converse for professional support in line with the electoral guidelines. Murjanatu Adam Said, NTA News.
Nigeria's Labour Party has confirmed Hajia Aisha Mbaka as its governorship candidate for Nasarawa State gubernatorial elections ahead of the 2015 elections. A statement signed by the party's national chairman, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Abdul Salam, announced that for the avoidance of doubt, Lugi Innocent did not comply with the party's guidelines prior to the party's primaries, as he failed to appear before the screening committee, as its guidelines and constitution and the Electoral Act. The Nigerian Labour Party therefore enjoined Lugi Innocent to desist from proclaiming himself as the governorship candidate of the party in Nasarawa State. Still to come, Central Bank of Nigeria leads on MOUs for power generation and distribution. Listen more after this messages. Don't go away.
Into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Sometimes life can be very boring. But in the MTN season of surprises, you get a special smartphone plan that gives you a whopping 4.5 gigabytes at only 2,500 naira, so you can browse more, chat more, tweet more, and upload those unforgettable moments of the season. Text 120 to 131 now to activate your smartphone bundle, or dial *123# for more options.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Poverty and regrets is no option or your portion. Papa Ayo and Mama Helen Urishijafo invite you to our yearly poverty alleviation program, where brand new cars, hundreds of tricycles, and grinding machines are given out. Hurry now! Pick up form at Waterfly Bible Church office in Warri. Date Friday 26 December 2014. It's free just for you. Merry Christmas!
I bet you can touch your nose with your thumb. Your nose? It's the same with your toilet. There are many places in your toilet that detergents cannot clean. That is why the new Harpic 5 times complete gives you 5 times better cleaning than detergent from the rim all the way to the U-bend, making your toilet completely clean. With Harpic 5 times complete, you will definitely reach all the hard to clean places in your toilet.
Harpic Power Plus. Buy now for only 350 Naira.
Johnny S5.5, the slimmest in the world. Johnny, to be needed, to be loved. Johnny M2, 28 days standby time. Johnny, to be needed, to be loved.
Call my busy phone, always here when I'm never home. It's crystal clear and reliable. Other networks can't deliver what we deliver. We the best in the whole country.
Share the joy of a seamless connection. Visafone, your passport to reach the world.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life.
Mentos candy, crunchy outside, chewy inside.
Oh, stay fresh, stay cool with Mentos. Fresh and full of life. Stay fresh, stay cool with Mentos.
Oh, Mentos candy, get the fresh idea.
Transformation ambassadors of Nigeria.
My good people of Nigeria, does anybody use mirror to look at what they have at hand? No! Good luck at the ingredients of life. Automobile industries, full encouragement. Second Niger bridge from mirage to reality. Good luck! Railways, seaports and airports are come back to modern life. Good luck! Or a Benin highway and other federal highways from dead trap to modern spectacle. Good luck! There you are. Petrol and nyaf with control price and so many other etc. Good luck I do. Good luck are going to do. And good luck will be yours. Are you see what I'm saying? Only good luck affects the security challenges of Nigeria with honesty and commitment. Fighting terrorism to a halt. Good luck continue for Nigeria.
This message is brought to you courtesy Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. Done for one vision, Nigeria.
Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo is expected to flag off train services tomorrow Tuesday on the Eastern Track Line of the Nigerian Railways from Port Harcourt to Enugu on Tuesday. I'll take that story again. The Vice President, Muhammad Namadi Sambo, is expected to flag off train service on the Eastern Track Line from Port Harcourt to Enugu on Tuesday. State House correspondent Hamza Musa Makarfi reports that the service, which will run twice in a week, stops over at 5 stations on its way to and from Port Harcourt to Enugu. Similar services will be introduced along the route from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri when rehabilitation work is completed. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Lamre, says though the task of fighting corruption is enormous, the commission will not relent in the efforts to rescue Nigeria from the hands of corrupt persons. The EFCC board stated this at the maiden edition of the Recognition Awards to deserving staff of the EFCC. Ruben Okala reports.
Behold, faces of officers and men that have continued to assist in the fight against the hydra-headed economic and financial crimes in the country. Beyond that, few of them here have been handpicked for going extra miles on the job.
We are also here to remind ourselves that as far as the EFCC is concerned, anything less than excellent is unacceptable.
Special guest of honor, former Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Kanu Agabi, SAN, under whose watch EFCC was established in 2003, eulogized the commission staff.
The people we celebrate today are the people that we shall remember. Please, those men who are stealing everything, who have amassed so much, please, we are not going to remember them. Posterity will not remember them.
Has proved to be a capable instrument for ensuring decency among the teeming people of this great country.
Some former chief executives of the commission were also given special awards.
We worked hard. We believe that we had clean hands and therefore we can clean the dirty face of Nigeria.
Other category of awards include long service and the Executive Chairman Star Award. In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NJ News.
The federal government have been advised to pursue the basic registry and information system in Nigeria policy to effectively curb insecurity and enhance revenue generation for the country. Stakeholders in the implementation committee of the policy stated this at a media interaction in Abuja. Correspondent Abdullahi Suleimani Iyaji has the report.
Nation's economic fortunes in recent times has prompted renewed calls for the speedy implementation of the Basic Registry and Information System, a government policy approved in 2007, as according to a data management expert, Anthony Owa, further delay is detrimental to growth.
If we have brazen, the issue of security will not be as bad as it is today. It will not even be bad because we would have known who we are talking about. You see, if you are saying you want to fight criminals, you should know who are the criminals. Even if you don't know, you must have known how to identify every citizen, know where they live, what they do. It's when you have this clear picture, you'll be able to know how to fight them.
He added that issuance of identity cards is not enough to tackle crime, as speakers advocated accurate documentation of individual data of persons moving in and out of Nigeria. In Abuja, Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji, NTA News.
Teachers Professional Qualifying Examinations National Benchmark in Nigeria has been presented at the maiden meeting of the Teachers Registration Council in Abuja. The benchmark is part of the council's efforts to sanitize the teaching profession. Correspondent Musa has the report.
Presenting the benchmark, Teachers Council of Nigeria calls on all teachers to ensure compliance with the regulatory body by obtaining the necessary qualifications, registration and license for the profession. The council's registrar and chief executive argues that Nigeria has a good education system that needs updating periodically like any other.
State and qualifications of teachers are good in Nigeria. What we are trying is improvement for higher quality, better quality.
The council says it is partnering with all state governors, education commissioners and private employers in promoting its mandate by employing only qualified teachers. In her lecture, Professor Uche Azikiwe observed that no country can rise above its education standard. Hence, standards and quality of teachers determines any country's development.
It is proper that we have our certificates here, so that when you go over there and you want to teach, you show them your certificate, and TRCN, if it is recognized, then there will be no problem for you.
Chairman House Committee on Education expresses satisfaction that the nation has gone back to the drawing board on the sector that is most responsible for the country's development.
Because it is one thing to have the law, it is another to observe it and to get it implemented or to apply sanction where appropriate.
It is a stage that people will know that you cannot just find yourself in the classroom without being qualified and then call yourself a teacher.
Stakeholders observed that the benchmark becomes necessary not only for the country, but as Nigerian teachers are now automatically qualified into any country's education system with the council's license. Musa, NTA News.
The Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union of Nigeria, RATAU, congratulates the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Mr. Mr. Shola Omole, on his recent appointment as the new chairman of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON. In a statement signed by the Secretary General, Ratau Henry Odugbala, the union prayed that God will continue to guide Mr. Omole in the course of discharging his duties. Ratau says it looks forward to a more positive interaction between the union, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, and the NTA management. Good governance talks continue in Lagos with Demola as our guide. Hello, Demola.
Welcome to Lagos. If Nigeria is to address safety and security crisis currently confronting the country, she needs to reconstruct the police and policing. Chairman National Human Rights Commission, Professor Chidi Odinkalu, made the assertion when he delivered the 2014 late Dr. Akinola Aguda lecture at the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. Viera Chiwoba reports.
And Chairman, National Human Rights Commission, Professor Chidi Odinkalu, acknowledged that human rights are not created by state. Its protection, he said, requires a capable institution. Human Rights Commission chairman, however, called for commitment to fight impunity, a judiciary that is less corrupt and more accountable, minimize and eliminate democracy by court order. He also asked political leaders to provide inclusive, focused and objective-driven leadership to Nigerians by example.
When you provide leadership, all the other things will follow. You don't achieve national integration in courts. You achieve national integration through giving every member of your country a sense, every community a sense of belonging.
The highly revealing lecture attracted reactions.
We should try as much as possible to do things according to rules. If integrity is not part of the institution's core ethics, that individual will simply be a sacrificial lamb.
Integrity is a very good watchword. It is very, very important.
Former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Bola Ajibola reminded the gathering that late Dr. Akinola Aguda chaired the panel that invented Abuja as Nigeria's federal capital territory. Late Dr. Aguda was the first African Chief Justice of Botswana and the Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
A total of 10,000 cartons of frozen poultry products worth more than 54 million naira have been intercepted and seized by the Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A. The poultry products were intercepted within the Lagos axis. The report. Controller of FOU Zone A, Deputy Controller Usman Turaki, who was represented by Assistant Controller Adamu Muhammad Abubakar, says the seizures were made at different locations. 3 of the trucks carrying the poultry product, he says, were intercepted at Agbo. Another team also intercepted a truck carrying the poultry products along Ojodu Bega axis.
I can say it's a step forward because just as of last week, we anticipated the surge in the smuggling of these poultry products due to the season, the Christmas season. So we strategized and prepared for them. You see, they are all foreign poultry products coming in through the Benin Republic.
The customs controller says patrol teams to check smuggling items will be intensified, especially during this season, because of the determination of some importers to smuggle into the country contraband goods.
We destroy them by burying them in conjunction with relevant government agencies that are concerned, like Lagos State Government and NAFDAC, to witness the destruction of these foodstuffs.
So far, it says the command has also generated over 300 million naira as revenue in 1 month for the government. In pursuance of its mandate to stimulate the deployment and utilization of ICT services in rural and underserved communities in the country, the Universal Service Provision Fund has unveiled a new website with a view to attracting telecom operators to key into its sustainable and impactful ICT projects. Musa Tolia reports that the Stakeholders Forum was convened in Lagos to intimate players in the industry on the proposed ICT projects of the USPF.
Chairman, Universal Service Provision Fund and Minister of Communications Technology, Omobola Johnson,
told the stakeholders that the USPF is well positioned to deepen ICT access and availability in the rural areas of the country. She, however, urged telecom operators and other stakeholders to collaborate with the Universal Service Provision Fund in ensuring that quality of life is enhanced in the country through the execution of sustainable ICT projects.
We hope that you'll be committed to working with us as we put out proposals to subsidize the rollout into some of these areas. We hope that you'll work with us in engaging and committing to rolling out this infrastructure.
Having concluded an access gap survey to get a clear view of areas to be captured by the ICT interventions, a new USPF website was unveiled by the minister to offer would-be partners in progress a platform for collaboration. According to the Secretary of the Fund, Abdullahi Menkano, more than 200 subsidy clusters of ICT gap have been identified in the 6 geopolitical zones for ICT deployment.
There are clusters that are 1 million. Isn't that a business opportunity?
Telecom operators sought clarification in some areas of concern.
There are some challenges, multiple taxations, the challenges of delay in issuing the right permits for operators.
The challenges on right-of-way, multiple taxation, we are working on that. We're asking states to bring down the cost of right-of-way.
In Lagos, Musa Tolian, NTA News.
$1 million enter account. Right. We go wash up, don't worry. I may call you back.
Bro, beg if you borrow me this your phone, make I take a copy.
You see that this borrow make me reach levels.
Now credit I beg you now. No insult me this early morning now.
I beg make I hear what now today. The beggar has no choice. But guy, you don't think say time don't reach where you supposed follow us, chop this Alawi money for inside Glow?
Enjoy 18,000 Naira Awoof Glow Alawi credit every year. Make you use past 50 Naira every day. You go get 50 Naira Awoof the next day. Bam!
What should be Alawi money? You not tell me now that now 18,000 Naira what they run some kind of package. I don't understand.
Alawi money they come with every new Glow SIM to make you run kia go buy your own. Or port come Glow sharp.
I be you still want borrow 1 minute.
Oh yeah. Maybe I've go buy my own Glow SIM made for the arrange me some kind of Alawi now. You don't like better thing.
Collect your Glow SIM, come dial *170*7#.
We don't walk or drive backwards, so why would we take Nigeria backwards? But that's what some are trying to do, to take us back to the old ways. Stop improvements in clean water, power generation, stop our work on education, better schools, new universities, stop our investment in modern agriculture, roads and rail. We can't go back to the old ways. Vote to keep Nigeria moving forward. Vote for the PDP. Good luck, Jonathan. One Nigeria. Moving forward together.
This Christmas, find the perfect gift for everyone you love. On Nigeria's largest online mall, Konga.com.
Konga.com.
Patience. Now which kind of rice be this one? If I know, this one na elephant gold rice. Elephant skinny. Now which one be elephant gold rice? Elephant gold rice now 100% sorted about long grain rice. Elephant gold rice get the picture of elephants for the back, and you fit get them for 25 and 50 kg. Now he come make me fall in love with them. Oh yeah, you sef, buy one for your family today. Make you fit enjoy the sweet taste of ogbonge rice.
Elephant gold rice. Rice for people wey sabi rice.
Season's greetings from FCMB, My Bank and I.
The Ojukwu Okpala Ogo royal family, Oka Etiti, Anambra State, cordially invites the general public to the last Ofala festival of His Royal Majesty, Igwe Dr. Joachim Okudilichukwu Ojukwu, Igwe Akomwan, Ezeodo, the Obi of Oka Etiti. Program of events, Monday 22nd December 2014, last Ofala, video mass by 5 p.m. at the Igwe's Palace. Tuesday 23rd December 2014, Thursday, Pontifical Requiem Mass at St. Joseph Catholic Church, Okaititi, by 10 a.m. Last offer continues at the Igwe's Palace. From Wednesday 24th to Saturday 27 December 2014, homage and condolence visits continues, masquerade and cultural dances to perform. Sunday 28 December 2014, Thanksgiving Mass at St. Joseph Catholic Church, Okaititi. Chief Mourner, Prince Chuma Ojuku, Agujigo for Ojuku Opalaogo royal family.
Meet
the Central Bank of Nigeria Deposit Money Banks and the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, signed Memorandum of Understanding on Power Intervention Fund. Shikiola Ipinaye has these on Business News.
Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria Deposit Money Banks and Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding on their involvement in the 213 billion naira intervention fund to absorb the legacy debt owed to gas suppliers in the power sector. This is to further strengthen the Memorandum of Understanding signed last month between all stakeholders in the power generation chain in the country. This is aimed at mopping up all outstanding debts owed to gas suppliers. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, says the gesture is another giant stride achievement towards removing all impediments to electricity generation chain in the country.
So as we clear this debt, the entire chain becomes cleared, the business becomes commercially viable for everybody, for existing investors to continue to do their business, and for new investors who are interested to come into this industry and then boost our power and gas sector in Nigeria.
Chairman, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, Professor Sam Amadi, is optimistic that the development will help to boost electricity supply in the country. He was, however, emphatic that though the MOU involve a review of electricity tariffs, there will not be any increase until a visible improvement begins to manifest in the power supply.
We continue to ensure that the tariff is cost reflective. It will not constitute a burden on consumers immediately. And so for avoidance of doubt, with this facility, NEC, there will be no increase of tariff for residential consumers for the next 6 months.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index extends gaining streak, reclaiming 31,000 basis points as end of the year rally begins. The equities market thereby closed today on a positive note, as the Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index appreciated by 3.52% to close at 31,371.93 points. And that's all we have on Business News. I am Shikiola Ipinaye. Network News will continue. Stay tuned.
Experts on NTA's current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, have enjoined the federal government to fast-track efforts towards diversifying the economy as part of measures to expand the nation's revenue base. Ngufan Chaji has the report.
The 2015 appropriation bill largely on assessing the realities of the budget. Issues discussed centered on how the budget implementation can be made as painless as possible, as well as the transit from an oil-dependent economy to a non-oil-driven economy. Dr. Isaac Nwagugu of the Department of Economics, University of Lagos, is optimistic that the budget will fast-track growth in other sectors of the economy.
Education takes a period of time. Okay, you need a minimum of 5 years actually. The proposal may have been there, okay, but the thing is that you diversify
the background for our own budget. So if you are going to diversify, I will expect to see higher rates being allocated to capital expenditure.
The biggest challenge that this economy has to do with the quality of infrastructure. There has been talked about diversifying the economy, raising non-oil revenue. This is a function of the capacity of the private sector to be productive. If the private sector is not productive, there is no way you can diversify the economy.
It is expected that through adequate prioritization, especially in the area of infrastructural development, the gap in the nation's economy will be closed. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
From the economy to housing matters, more than 200 staff of the National Teachers Institute have described the NTI staff housing scheme located at Isa community in Jere area of Kaduna State. The Director General of the Institute, Aminu Laden Sharihu, while performing the groundbreaking, said it is in line with the Institute's vision of providing accessible and affordable housing for staff. And Jubono has the report.
The housing project is an attempt to help reduce the country's 17 million housing deficit. The institute says it is part of its 5 strategic pillars. The houses being developed in partnership with No Suraj Nigeria Limited will be available to staff payment payments.
The land plus a 3-bedroom flat on the land will cost about 5.6 million only. The land and the construction. What is just needed after construction is for the worker to just take in his bag. And this payment is not going to be done once off. No, it is going to be an instrumental payment which is going to be paid over a number of years through deduction from the salaries of the NTI workers.
NTI staff who subscribed to the project are currently awaiting their title documents.
The value of the land will appreciate considerably. Please try not to resell this piece of land.
I would also like to reiterate that this is an investment for life. Please keep it.
Necessary preparatory work for the project was concluded in 2 months, after which an MOU was signed and subscribers were given a convenient deduction plan by February 2014. Representatives of traditional rulers and security agencies applauded Dr. Aminu Ladan Shari Staff Housing Estates.
To boost communication and socio-economic development at the grassroots, a rural information technology center with the state-of-the-art facilities has been inaugurated in Ekiti State. The project, located at Oni Ekiti in Ido-Osi local government area of the state, was facilitated by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. Kola Adebobui has the report.
Realizing the importance of information and communication technology (ICT) in tackling numerous societal challenges for entrenching rapid socio-economic and technological advancement of any nation, hence the idea of the center in Ekiti State. The chairman, governing board of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Dr. Tosi Ajayi, said the initiative, which was part of the agency's remarkable strides in pushing the frontier of information technology development in line with the transformation agenda of President Jonathan, is aimed at empowering several citizens, particularly youths, from the grassroots for a better living standards.
It is our hope that this step will prepare Nigeria to be rated among the first 20 economies of the world by the year 2020.
Governor Ayodele Fauci, in a message, commended the federal government's initiative in bridging the digital divide through such projects, especially in the rural communities.
I am confident that this initiative will lead to quantum leap in the penetration of IT among the rural populace.
We are promising the initiator of this project that we make the best use of this facility.
This is an opportunity for them to enhance their life.
The center equipped with modern gadgets, including 20 desktop computers, servers, color laser jet printer and scanners, solar power, and 7.5 kVA generator added to 8 other similar centers executed by the federal government across Ekiti State. In Ado Ekiti, Kola Adebobui, NT News.
Our Benin Center is where we go now for more on NTA Network News. Agatha is our guide.
Thank you, Mohammed. Good evening and welcome to Benin. In its bid to ensure that people living in rural areas have access to quality health services, a 60-bed, well-equipped hospital executed by the state government has been inaugurated in Ewohimi, Edo State. The hospital, inaugurated by the All Progressives Congress APC national leader and former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, is named after the late wife of Governor Adams Oshomole, Clara Oshomole, on a request by her kinsmen. The report. Facilities at the Clara Oshomole Hospital cuts across radiology, surgical, laboratory, pathology, neonatology, and intensive care unit services. The APC national leader, Asiwaju Tinubu, urged the people to participate fully in the 2015 general elections Governor Shomole said the hospital is one of the many developments that will come to Ewoimi and other towns in Eastern Land.
What you have seen here, for us, is a practical statement that this is possible.
For members of the community, the new hospital is a plus.
This is another breakthrough since this hospital has been in the pipeline over the years.
Government has recruited 94 staff to complement the already existing staff strength. And the Edo Festival of Arts, Tourism and Culture, Edo Fest, has kicked off with a float round major streets in the Benin metropolis. Uduakobong Achibong reports that the event is organized by the Edo State Ministry of Arts, Culture and Tourism in collaboration with the Benin Royal Dynasty Trust Fund and the High Commission of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to showcase the rich Benin culture and importance of tourism to the development of any nation.
The carnival float, which began at the Bakenzwa Cultural Center, went through Akpakpa, Vadanson and Waya roads.
We'll be able to pull the entire Edo State down to Benin every year to celebrate it in unison and unity.
The cultural industries in Nigeria should be made to become economically viable.
Some of the participants shared their excitement.
It beats our imaginations.
I want to participate next year.
Various cultural troops, bands and groups, including the Benin Royal Dynasty, created different costumes in their splendor to depict the cultures and traditions within and outside the state they represented. In Benin, Uduakobong Achibong, NTA News.
And that's it. Mohammed, it's back to you. Good evening.
Thank you, Agatha. Time now for yet another break. We have more news after this commercial break.
The Dettol and Ministry of Health team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases.
Do you know what germs are? They are tiny, harmful, living things that you pick up from dirty surfaces. These germs can make you ill and prevent you from doing all the things you like to do with friends. That's why you need to fight them by washing your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Mom, today we learned how to fight germs with Dettol soap.
Johnny M2, 28 days standby time. Johnny, to be needed, to be loved.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working in line with the transformation agenda of the President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, introduction of cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
I'm particularly impressed with the introduction of mobile authentication service, which makes it very easy for the ordinary people themselves to be able to identify drugs that are fake.
And I urge all Nigerians, irrespective of wherever they are, to keep.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Bragging is not President Goodluck Jonathan's style, so you'd hardly hear him brag about all the great things he is doing for Nigeria. He wouldn't tell you he's the first president to privatize power, electricity, and economic. Soon your electricity will be like your mobile phones, 24 hours, 7 days a week. He won't brag about security, new roads, new rail, or new airports, eliminating corruption in agriculture and saving $25 billion per year, mass housing projects, or that our economy is growing at the fastest rate in the world. He wouldn't brag about any of it because he knows there's a lot more to be done. Mr. President, right on. We that are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
On the international scene, World Health Organization (WHO) says Syria has approved deliveries of medicine to Aleppo. And Beji Kaid Essebsi wins Tunisia's first free presidential poll. Listen more with Ronke Kolawole on Global Tidbits.
The Syrian government has approved the delivery of medicine and surgical supplies to 3 areas of the country, including opposition-held Aleppo, says the World Health Organization. The report says all sides involved in the 3-year-old civil war in Syria during the heat of the war prevented medicine from crossing front lines for the fear of being used to treat wounded enemy fighters. In Tunisia, an 88-year-old lawyer turned politician, Beji Kaid Essebsi, has been confirmed the winner of Tunisia's first free presidential election since the country gained independence from France in 1956. He secured 55.6% of the total vote cast in the Sunday's runoff to defeat the caretaker president, Monsif Marzouki, who got 44.3%. Marzouki had earlier refused to admit defeat. In China, 700 troops have been deployed to South Sudan to boost UN force, which already has more than 11,000 peacekeepers in that country, to quell the crisis between government and the rebels. Report says this is the first peacekeeping battalion to be deployed by China, while 180 troops will be added in January 2015. For Global Tidbits, Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles coach Manu Garba says the team will continue efforts at qualifying for the 2015 World Cup in New Zealand. And Rio de Janeiro continues preparations towards a successful hosting of the 2016 Olympics. Kene Emabodike has more on Sport Update.
Manu Garba says Flying Eagles must pick the ticket for the 2015 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand despite being drawn in a difficult group for next year's African Youth Championship in Senegal. Nigeria's Under-20 team has been drawn in Group A alongside host Senegal, Congo and Cote d'Ivoire and must at least get to the semi-finals to guarantee a place in the World Cup. The tennis section of IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja over the weekend wrapped up its 2014 calendar with Ekane Agabi defeating Kofi Abanko 6-1 to emerge champion of the end-of-the-year tournament. Senator Emma Anosike and Chijioke Ekechukwu won the regular doubles after a 6-4 defeat of Edmond Ajoge and Ekane Agabi. John Abuere and Joe Nwafonso took the veterans double, while Vice Marshal Saliu Atawodi won veteran singles with a 6-3 victory over Joe Nwafonso.
We have good players, but they need sponsorship for them to go to academies where they can actually improve their skills.
In Brazil, the city of Rio de Janeiro is working hard to ensure that nothing hampers their preparations towards a successful hosting of the Olympic Games in 2016. Mayor of the city, Eduardo Paes, says the main obstacles had been overcome and there should be no problem meeting deadlines if work continues at the current rate. With Sports Update, Kenen Imabodike, NTA News.
And to round off the news, remember, it is your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Directorate of State Security. That concludes Network News tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Good people of Nigeria, ours is a great country. We may have been ravaged by the tragedies of civil war, corruption, and new terrorism. Let us, as good citizens of our great and beloved Nigeria, unite behind our president, Goodluck Jonathan, to eradicate terrorism and corruption, to make Nigeria safer, stronger, and better. God has blessed Nigeria with a tolerant and listening president We cannot risk dictatorship now. Let us, through Christmas, march safe and secure in love into the new year of hope, promise, and destiny. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, good people of Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Vote Goodluck Jonathan and Namadi Sambo for 2015. Vote PDP. Courtesy, Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, TAN.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Nigeria